Alright, I made it to tier 9 maps. I'm going to show what I am building. What I am building is a FireBall, Firewall, Firewall, Warcry hammer build. And the Warcry, only thing that does is increase the damage of the hammer. And I'm going to be dropping the Hammer of the Gods. So how this is going to go, for the most part, I always forget how it's going to go, but what the plan is, Firewall, Firewall, Hammer of the Gods, walk away, Fireball. Most of the time, the Hammer of the Gods gets the job done all by itself, but let's take a look at what I am doing. Weapon set 1 is for the Wand. It is kind of just pumping up here, grabbing a little extra elemental and getting this, so that way when I run around using Fireball, it slows everything down a little bit more. And then we got the Mace, which is just grabbing these Mace nodes here, or these two-hander nodes here, and these two-hander nodes here. This is a lot of extra damage. 50% increased attack damage, 30% magnitude of ailments you inflict, 20% increased duration of ailments. So that means my ignites are huge because I am running Avatar of Fire. 70% of damage converted to fire. And my mace I found, and I was like, that's a pretty good mace. It's not perfect. I hit it with a couple of things, but it's pretty great. It's got all the elements, which is all going to be converted to fire, and that physical is going to be converted to fire. So it's not a bad mace, and it does +3 to the skills of melee skills. So that's going to pump up my hammer before I drop the hammer. And I should have waited. I was going to wait until I got my third one. So I thought I was going to need a lot of this cooldown reduction and the 33% chance. But the hammers are mostly doing their job. And there's so few bossing in this game that it's not really worth it to spec out for bossing. I can't remember the last time one of my maps had a boss in it because I've been doing like a circle kind of thing. But either way, I have not been getting a lot of bosses. That is the build, getting fire damage, getting fire damage, getting fire damage. That's applying universally, and then fire penetration. Mostly also 10 strength, right? 10 strength is pretty important. So just grabbing some fire damage nodes, increasing the recoup. And then for weapon set 2, we got that bad boy, and weapon set 1, we got these bad boys. So it's pretty simple, nothing overly complicated, and it's a lot of fun. Now, dropping the hammer puts you in a ton of danger. I die way more frequently with this build than I do other builds, simply because when I drop the hammer, sometimes I'm in a bad position, and the hammer takes forever. And if you do any kind of action like a roll, it's going to cancel the hammer, and with the 20-second cooldown, that just kind of feels a little bad to get it canceled on you. So I do put myself in much riskier positions to drop the hammer sooner, because I'm a little bit impulsive and a bad player. Now, if you're a good enough player to make sure you're in the clear to drop the hammer, that will not be a problem. But I can be a bit impulsive. And if you're lucky and the timing fits, you can drop the hammer when you have fire complex, which is going to make you do a ton more fire damage. Like 70%. Alright, we got hammer with fire damage, and he should just be gone. Let that ignite trigger. Denzu Deado. So it's pretty nice. I like it a lot. I'm not sure if I like it as much as a dedicated fireball build, but it just feels kind of cool to roll up to an elite and then drop a hammer straight from the gods and kill him, but not have to play a melee build. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Yeah, you don't want to play a melee build because then you gotta be all close to these gross ass sons of bitches, and these guys are nasty as hell. You don't want to get close to that shit. You want to be far away, throwing shit at them. So you get to keep doing that, and these are the best. When you get to kill one of these guys with the hammer, it's just a good time. It's just a good time because fuck those guys. Fuck those guys to death. Can't believe they're also in here. I can't wait until DX12 is fixed for me, so I'm not getting these performance issues when I record. They're not there when I play the game, but whenever I hit record, it becomes retard. I should be dropping them more frequently. Oh my god. Fucking chaos, damn it, dogs. You know my one-on cap weakness, and you sure do go for it. Sure do go for it, you sons of bitches. Fuck hard. But I should be using it with a higher frequency, because the cooldown's only like 20 seconds. And I don't get a yellow mob every 20 seconds. I get a yellow mob every like fucking minute. Because these maps are way too slow. And getting a T3 map on a T9 is just disrespectful. Completely disrespectful. See, these guys are far away. I should have dropped the hammer. I'm gonna drop the hammer. There's a bunch of dudes. Might be pretty cool to do Ignite Pro Lift. I'm gonna come over here where it's safe, hopefully, and just show you what gems I'm using real quick. For the hammer, we are using Fist of War because this does 20% more AOE and 20% area damage. So 20% more damage, 20% more AOE. The AOE is important because this son of a bitch drops slow as hell. And since it drops slow as hell, this is 30% less skill effect duration. It turns it from a 2.5 second hammer fall to a 1.75 hammer fall. And I think that quality life, since I'm killing enemies in one hit, is worth it. And primal, 25% more elemental damage. Converting all to fire, it's all elemental. So that's 25% more damage. And that's what I'm running on the hammer. The fireball is a pretty standard fireball. You got wild shards, you got the splitting, whatever that shit's called, the green one, and then the one with reduced cast speed but increased cast damage. I'm not gonna memorize these skill gems just yet. It's gonna take me forever. I still got POE 1 skill gems in my mind. Yeah, I could have dropped a hammer on that whole crowd, and I should have. Oh, I hate those dudes so much. Get away from me, brah. Drop the hammer on that. Elite. That is, in fact, elite. Doesn't matter. Get this priest asshole here. Those hit pretty hard with Ignite. Now that they don't freeze in the Ignite. It's pretty cool. And I just periodically cast the war cry. It stays for a while. And if I forget to cast it before I throw the hammer down, it's nice to have it already out. I don't know if the war cry damage increases Ignite damage. I don't know exactly how that works. I know sometimes in Path of Exile 1 you would get damage modifiers that did not increase the damage of the Ignite. But I don't know how that's handled in this game. I'd have to Google it. And one of the problems with this game is I want to play it, so I don't have any time to look up shit about it. Because I can either look up answers about Path of Exile 2, or I can play Path of Exile 2. And I always side with playing it. You know, even if it's only going to take me like 10 minutes to look something up, that's 10 minutes I could be playing Path of Exile 2. So, you know, I'm pretty ignorant about a lot of mechanics still. But once I get into tier 15 maps, I'll have time to look into a lot of shit, see what's rocking, see what's popping. At the end of this, I'll show a cool interaction with the pair of gloves I was using earlier to convert all of your elemental damage evenly. And Avatar Fire. Avatar Fire converts all damage to fire damage. And the other ones convert elemental damage over to something else. And effectively, is that map complete? It is not map complete. Effectively, you're reducing your damage by like 70% by converting to the 3. And Avatar Fire seems like it's always the final stack. The final thing to hit the stack. So if you converted your damage from 50% to lightning, 50% to fire, and then you used Avatar Fire, it would cut out that 50% lightning damage completely. And by cut it out completely, I mean by 75% from Avatar Fire. But that's kind of how you would expect it to work, but it's just a little bit different in Path of Exile too. You never know how those things are going to work in actuality. Couldn't tell if that was a leap there. That dude was just being a dick. Have I got my map replacement yet? This guy had a big old chance to drop extra maps, I think. If I remember correctly. 236 increased waystones found. Waystones don't drop. Waystones don't drop. I have a bunch of waystone nodes on my Atlas tree. And the waystones don't drop. Thank God I revealed where the elites are. Yeah, it's pretty chill with being a chronomancer and having the temp chains on aura. I still die from time to time, especially when trying to drop the hammer on a bitch. Let's drop a hammer on a bitch from a rooftop. Rooftop assassination. We need to go to the middle. Hunt these sons of bitches. It might be kind of difficult to gauge how good this build would be for the Weaver character. Simply because all my slow. Like maybe this build sucks ass, but because I'm able to slow everybody down, I don't take any damage, so it works. But if you don't have all the slow layers that I have on, it's probably not that good, because, you know, they'd be moving faster, and it'd be harder to get that hammer off. And if you can't get off, you don't want to play a build where you can't get off on. I mean, that's like the whole point of the game, is to get off. Hit that big son of a bitch. Need to make sure I war cry first. Oh, teleporter. Good night, son. Good night. You just got hammer timed. Hit him with that big boy ignite. Hit him with that big boy hammer. We have 27 monsters left. I got one map replacement. That's it. With tab with 236% increased waystones found, and I don't know how to go. Well, we can get out of here. I don't know what button to press. Wait, don't we have like a passive skill tree? Control U. Okay. Control U. With all these bad boys, we have 20% increased quantity of waystones. We have waystones have 25% more effective prefix or suffix modifiers. We have rarity of waystones. Then we got 10% for higher tier. Increased quantity of precursor tablets, not that important. 10% increased number of monsters. Yeah, so I should be getting some pretty good waypoint and waystones, and I don't. I really don't. It's usually it's less than 1 for 1. Every now and then I'll get, I guess it's more than 1 for 1 on like an average, but I'll go long periods of time where I'll have like, in my big box right here, I'll have like 6 or 7 maps saved up, and then I'll go down and run out completely. And I'm not necessarily dying. I mean, it's probably like 90%. 90% success rate. So I die, you know, 1 out of every 10. Anyways, let's take a look at my inventory again. Now, this is just the best one I got. I'm running low on currency because, you know, I go shopping a lot. It would be better instead of having 20% of damage as extra lightning if that was extra fire. But it's still pretty good. It's got that cast speed, increased chance to ignite, which is really nice for the fireballs. It's a good helmet, good body armor. I bought it without the intelligence or the thorns. It was just life, spirit, fire, and cold, and I hit it and got the intelligence, which was awesome. And I hit it and got the thorns, which was pretty lame. I'm using this bad boy for fork. It's pretty good on the fireballs, but another ring would work pretty well if you want to focus more on hammer time. Another ring would be better because this does nothing for hammer. And if you can get something like fire damage, just flat fire damage on rings, that'd be pretty hot. That's the gear. Fireball, scatter shot, wild shards, unleash, considered casting. And hammer of the gods, again, fist of war, primal armament, and fast forward. Flame wall's just less cost, goes in a circle, cast speed. Frost wall, spell cascade, more freeze build up. I haven't even adjusted it. I just use frost wall for the explosions, but I can adjust frost wall. Let's see, what would I do with frost wall? I'll show what I do to put skills on, because it's, to me, it's just so much easier to do it this way. So I have a stash of skills, right? So if I go support, and then I have to look where the flame wall is, or the frost wall. To me, it's just so much better to just make new gems and throw the gems away. So I just do this, go to the frost wall, get red. First, I'll look at recommended. Why not? It's not going to work for any of these because, you know, it's frost wall. Elemental discharge. No, I don't want to discharge a big fat boy ignite that's already on there. Fountain of mana. Yeah, none of those are any good. So let's get rid of that. And find what we would use. Critical strike, concentrated effect might be kind of cool, but we want those to overlap. Execute more damage on low life. That might be okay in combo with the mace because we hit the mace first, and there might be a little bit of life left. Supporting skills have 100% increase ignite duration on enemies. Less chance to ignite? Nah. We definitely don't want that. Yeah, let's get more chance to ignite. Why not? We got more freeze build up, but we don't freeze. But you know what? We got more chance to ignite. Why not? This bad boy. Frost wall. Let's go down the bottom. Searing flame. Less damage with hits. More magnitude of ignites. You know, fuck it. Why not? Well, let's just turn it into an ignite wall. That's the build. I'm going to play one more map. You can keep watching or you can bounce out. It's just going to be a little bit of gameplay. Maybe I'll turn up the music a little bit. Sound. Yeah, I'll turn that music up a hair. There we go. There we go. I keep forgetting to sell that. Shit. Building up my... Ooh, almost good. Building up my money reserves for whenever I have to rebuild shit. Now I want to run that 10, but I have the goal. Level 9s, and so my 9s won't count for the 10, so I gotta run the 9s. Now if I didn't have a map sustain problem, I could run as high as I wanted. I could probably run T15s, but I have a map sustain problem. Another 245. That's pretty thick. We completed that one. Now we're doing this one. I'm probably gonna end up skipping the rituals. My whole build is about being a coward and running away, and ritual kind of locks you in place. Normally I wouldn't mind taking the risk, but I'm really trying to get to T15 so I can get to T15 and hopefully get a big old fat map stack going. The inability to sustain my maps is really kind of crushing the soul. See right there, I just cast a hammer. Very dangerous situation. It worked out, but sometimes it don't. I don't see what I'm getting hit by. I keep getting hit, but I can't see it. I don't like getting hit by things I can't see. As opposed to some people who love getting hit by shit they can't see. All this fucking chaos damage, I'm smoked. They knew my weakness and they're striking well. Here's the mods on this map anyways, I didn't even read them. Increase rare, monster level, oh, less recovery rate, yeah, that's dangerous. Penetrate and less recovery rate, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty fine. I just let myself get surrounded a wee bit. I don't like pucker moments. I'd hate to have to backtrack, but I don't care. I mean, I do care, but not enough to go back that way. Ooh, tier 4. Excited about that. Okay. Did I kill everything around it? Let's pretend to hit it. I pretended to hit it. Okay, I think we're good. Like that right there. Real bad game design. Kind of shocking to have that level of bad game design be created by GGG. I don't know why it's shocking. All developers have some level of bad game design in their games. I guess I was holding GGG a little higher standard. But they might fix it. It is early access. It might not. There might have been no intentionality behind the game design. But if I were ever to design a game and there's a lever to press, it would be instant. Like it's a modern day button. Like you don't have to wait 10 seconds after you hit your password between each key on the phone. It's just kind of instant. And that's how every lever would be in my game. You press it and it's instant. Not a long ass ordeal. Delay it, make it seem like they want you to play the game longer. But delay your progress so you have more hours in the game. But some fucking math nerd ran the calculation. Did calculation, the more hours someone spends in games, the more they spend in the cash shop. So therefore, when they build mechanics that make you spend more time to play in the game, in a not necessarily developmental hard way, like deliberately lengthening the game by reducing loop count and making really long levers and ultra long maps that kind of loop around and meander and don't really feel great to play. Those could all be tactics to artificially increase the game length in a negative aspect. Or it's just pointed anal. It's like, oh yeah, that just happened to turn out that way. I didn't really mean it. It's early access. Ooh, hammer time. I didn't warcry that hammer. I don't know how much damage it did. It did enough to get the job done. It did enough to get the job done. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Still can't really hear that music. Let's turn this sound effects down a bit. Want this like fucking jamming. Vibe with this kind of ambient music. At least not while I'm doing some fucking FireBall combat. Should be something a little more intense. It's thematic to the setting, don't get me wrong. It's not thematic to my clicks per minute the way I play the game. I want a beat to fuck people up to. I don't want any extra dildos around when I pull out this big dildo. There's nowhere near enough of fucking rare mob. I mean, yeah, rare mobs in that. Chaos Witch. Ooh. Get hammered, bitches. Thank God for the recoup. Thank God for the recoup. Ooh. Oh, I thought that was T16 Waystone. Got all excited. Oh, they're already showing me where to go. Like, you're too slow, brah. What's up, Sentinel? You took a long time to do that swing. You think you're gonna hit me with that? Motherfucking Chronomancer. Make sure we clear out this other side. Oh, I'm not hitting no damn levers. I do really wish they just always showed us where the rares were, especially with the hammer build. Because then I know when it's time, I can plan my hammers around the elites. Of course, there's 3 in there. I could try to group all 3 together and then drop the hammer on all 3 like a fucking badass son of a bitch. Did I get him? Couldn't tell if I hit him or not. Maybe I got him. He just has a lot of life. But I don't think I got him. No mana. This is bright. I can't see very well. not a big fan of how essences work in this new iteration, but maybe the essence guy will give me something better. Oh shit. I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention. I didn't even see what the fuck that was. Big ass ring formed. I should have seen it. Okay. Well, he went underground. What a bitch. Whoa, whoa. I didn't even fucking see that again. What the fuck was that? Shroudwalker, essence of electricity. Oh man, that's terrible. I shouldn't have done that. I was just talking about I don't even like those fucking essences. Ooh, 42 spirit. Alright, well that's the build. As you can see, I can die. I can definitely die. But for the most part, I don't die. Though, on this example, it's 50-50. Alright, that'll be the end of the video. I gotta get me some food. I will check you later. Hope you liked the hammer. Big boy. Hammer come down. It's not as good as I thought it would be, simply because there's not enough targets to use it on. Most of the time it's just sitting there, you know, blank, doing nothing. I need way more rares in this game so I can buck and bust a nut on. Maybe T15s will start to get rare heavy, but T10 experience, T9 experience, not so much. I still need that one, right? Before T10, yep, just one more, which should have been that one. Shouldn't have fought that dude. Anywho, late.